Tim Dillon absolutely tore into Ellen DeGeneres.
It's a rough one now because she was running Abu Ghraib in the back of her show. She's out there dancing with Kristen Bell, and in the back there's people that are getting up on...
Ellen's downfall from the peak of fame stunned the entertainment industry. Even after her Be Kind image crumbled, she made a bold attempt at a comeback, portraying herself as the victim of the very scandal that ended her reign.
Actually reportedly complaining about how hard it is for women in America with the double standard.
Look at Oprah, how hard it is for her.
She's got, what, like 10 houses, Ellen DeGeneres?
Michelle Obama, look how hard it is for women in America.
And today, we're diving deep into the entire story. So buckle up and get ready for an eye-opening ride.
Rough.
Ellen is like an old...
But it's a rough one now.
It's a rough one now because she was running Abu Ghraib in the back of her show. That's a rough one. She's out there dancing with Kristen Bell, and in the back there's people that are getting up on the rack like this.
So weird when you see, like, a lot of people saying that someone who seems so nice is not nice at all.
She doesn't seem nice, but that's people have a very poor judge of character. She doesn't seem nice.
Most headlines focused on the toxic workplace, but a deeper look showed it went far beyond a few harsh bosses. Serious allegations emerged against senior producers, ranging from racism and inappropriate behavior to a culture of fear and intimidation. But when the spotlight finally shifted to Ellen herself, that's when the real trouble began.
People that are like that all the time, she doesn't seem nice. It's very forced. And whatever, you're allowed to be a bitch, right? You're allowed to be nasty to people. You're accomplished. You're a comedian. You did the whole thing. What you're not allowed to do is have a Guantanamo Bay situation in the backstage of your show where everybody's walking around afraid for their life, and it's like Abu Ghraib where they're hooked up to wires and they
Dogs
have like
around them.
Yeah, she's got dogs and hoods. If an intern's late, they have a hood on. I don't support that.
Most headlines focused on the show's toxic work environment, but a closer examination revealed it was far worse than just a few harsh bosses. Allegations surfaced against senior producers, ranging from racism and inappropriate touching to fostering a culture of fear and intimidation. But when the spotlight shifted to Ellen herself, that's when the real trouble began.
The show got canceled after she had this testy exchange with Dakota Johnson, where something happened where Dakota said, "Oh, I had this birthday party," and Ellen said, "Well, why didn't you invite me? You didn't invite me." And she said, like, "No, I did invite you, Ellen. That's not what happened." And Ellen had blown her off. And then tried to play the victim on the set with her. Anyway, it led to article after article of people being like, Ellen is a nasty person. And all these staffers started to come out, not for nothing, but I know a guy, I know him very well, whose sister worked for her, who said, you were not allowed to make eye contact with Ellen in the halls of that show. If you saw her, this is not...
For someone whose motto was "Be Kind," Ellen found herself at the center of countless stories that painted a very different picture. It all started in March 2020, when comedian Kevin Porter posted a tweet calling her one of the meanest people alive and invited others to share their own experiences. What followed resembled a massive group therapy session. Hundreds of people came forward with shocking tales. One person wrote, "I worked at a restaurant where I served Ellen and Portia at brunch. She later wrote a letter to the owner complaining about my chipped nail polish, not because it was in her food, but simply because it was on my hand, and I nearly got fired." Another claimed, "I was working on a show next to Ellen's stage at Warner Brothers. For our showrunner's 50th birthday, we had a caterer grilling steaks outside. Ellen sent someone over demanding we stop because she doesn't eat meat. She even allegedly monitored her crew's lunch orders to make sure no one ate fish." More recently, Adam Carolla revealed that before appearing on Ellen's show, a producer warned him not to mention meat or beef because it made her uncomfortable. "I was like, oh, this guy's scared to death," he recalled. There were also claims that Ellen refused to speak directly with staff, and that employees were even told not to make eye contact with her. Yet despite all these allegations, DeGeneres still tried to make a comeback, but Megyn Kelly wasn't about to let that go unchecked.
Now, she's coming back. She's got a Netflix special. That's the right response.
Yeah.
She's got a Netflix special. And here's the capper. On the promo, and apparently there's now articles out about from people who have seen the preview, she plays the victim. And she says, "For me," and she actually has the nerve to say that she was run out of Hollywood. This person
with she has with $100 million in her pocket.
450 million according to Forbes. That's a low S.
She's doing just fine, at least financially. But can you believe the level of gaslighting she tried to pull with that Netflix special? We can't show clips, of course. Netflix is quick to strike anything that uses their footage. Still, during a follow-up Q&A, Ellen said, "I just hated the way the show ended. I love that show so much, and I just hated that the last time people would see me is that way."
She's out there saying, I was run out of Hollywood. She's actually reportedly complaining about how hard it is for women in America with the double standard.
Look at Oprah, how hard it is for her.
She's got, like 10 houses, Ellen DeGeneres?
Michelle Obama, look how hard it is for women in America. They're hurting.
It's just woe is me. I was run out of Hollywood as she speaks from this grandiose stage on Netflix. Hello, you haven't been canceled if you are doing a Netflix special. She got 20 million for the one before this. I'm sure she's fine.
I'm sure.
So, essentially, her only real regret was that the mask came off. Not her behavior, not the toxic culture, just the way it looked. And that's precisely the point Tim emphasized in his commentary.